Welcome to today's episode of Stories from the Field with English Language Programs. My name is Kim Gomez, and I was a fellow in Uganda, and I'm now a marketing and outreach coordinator for the program in Washington, D.C. I'm joined today with a special story with Natasha Agrawal. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Kim, and hi, everyone else who's watching.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you were a fellow and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Natasha Agrawal. I was a fellow in 2019. That's the pre-pandemic world in Egypt. And of course, the pandemic broke out just when I was in Egypt. So I did have to come back without completing my 10 months in 2020 March. But the good thing was that I could continue as a virtual educator till 2022. So I did get to work a lot with ACC, American Center Cairo, and with the teachers all over Egypt. So it's been a great learning experience and a fantastic teaching experience as well.
Well, wonderful. And what are you doing now?
I am an elementary ESL teacher here in New Jersey. I'm also an adjunct professor at the College of New Jersey. I train teachers to get their ESL certification. So I'm in the field, and ELP provided me a platform to make it international. So that's been amazing.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you again for being here today. And we are so excited to hear your story and more about Egypt, mistaken identity. So you can take it away.
Okay. So here is my story from Egypt. Mistaken identity. It was with some trepidation that I approached my upcoming fellowship to Egypt. Vacillating between anxiety and excitement, real and imagined doubts crowded my mind. Doubts about my professional ability, about living alone, traveling alone, about being a native speaker. Wait, can I be a native speaker even if I speak 3 other Indian languages? And can I truly be an American in Egypt even though I'm often Indian in America? And if I don't have a real American accent, can I still be teaching American English? Oh my. And before I knew it, it was time to go off to Egypt. Egypt. Misr. Centuries of architecture, pyramids, minarets, the hot sun, people everywhere, markets, crowds. Ooh, everything looked amazing to me. But then came the real surprise. When I hailed taxis, drivers would talk to me in Arabic. Arabic? I realized after a while that they took me for a local. Definitely at an advantage, I thought. But it didn't work beyond a few minutes because I couldn't really respond to their conversations until I could. And then they would say, oh, no Masreya? Hind? Hind? Which I did understand, which means, are you Indian? Hind is India in Arabic. And then I found out that, to my surprise, Hindi movies are very popular in Egypt. My taxi drivers would often rattle off names of Indian movie stars, Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, and even start humming Hindi songs. Well, I decided, I am Hind in the taxis, but at each end, I am American, teaching English and training teachers in English pedagogy. A slight dichotomy, but surely I can have more than one identity in Egypt. Indian restaurants in Egypt are popular too. Surprisingly, some of them had life-size cutouts of Indian movie stars. Almost all of them had sari corners where customers could dress up and take pictures in saris. I saw young Egyptian girls wrapping those vibrant fabrics around their bodies and putting it on their heads. And I was like, that's not quite right. So English language fellow to the rescue. Here I was helping young Egyptian girls drape saris with all the pleats and pallus in order, making them look like movie stars too. Not a job I had assumed I would have. In the famous Khan and Khalili market, there's a street full of sparkly fabrics where youngsters drape make-believe saris for fun pictures. As I walked along the street, the store owners beckoned me. Come, select a fabric. Don't you want a picture with Indian clothes? Come, do you want to be a beautiful Indian girl and we'll add a dot to your head too? Do I? Well, am I representing an American in Egypt or an Indian in Egypt or Indo-American? Hey, getting dressed up is so much fun. So why not? At Christmas time, I visited Greece. On one of our walking tours, the guide had all the walkers introduce ourselves before the tour began. As we went around the circles talking about our names and where we came from, my brain was abuzz. Where do I come from? Am I Indian American? Am I American Indian? Am I native speaker? Am I American? And when it was my turn, I just said, I'm from Egypt. That was the easiest. Because hadn't I just crossed the Mediterranean? So wasn't I a little bit Egyptian now? And didn't everybody in Egypt just assume I was a Masreya? At the professional level, my fellowship gave me opportunities to travel all around Egypt, train teachers, teach English to teens and adults, and even give a plenary speech to 3,000 educators in person. At a personal level, it made me introspective about who I was and what I really represent. Global English, the Indian diaspora, diversity, inclusivity, or all of the above. Well, ELP has taught me to freely embrace all aspects of my heritage and identity. I hope you enjoyed my story with my Indo-Brit American English accent. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Natasha, for sharing that. When you said American English Language Fellow to the rescue, that really just made me laugh. I could just kind of see you there running to help and put the sari around those girls. What a picture. I mean, and what a story about the diversity of America, but also your own personal identity. Just really wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
So how do you feel you were accepted as an American or an American Indian as an educator in Egypt?
I think I was accepted with open arms, really. Like I told you, I had so many doubts about my accent, my background, my heritage, and how they would perceive that. But it all came together so beautifully. And one of my students, actually, I asked her, I said, what do you think? Were you expecting somebody different when they said, an English language fellow is going to come? And she said, oh, we're so happy to have you here because it makes us feel that America must be a very welcoming place. And I think for me, America has helped me develop in so many ways and given me so much more confidence in who I am and my heritage, the languages I speak, and my identity, that I've really enjoyed this moment of representing the United States abroad.
Wow. That's such a sweet comment from your colleague, and so great to hear. I'd like to switch gears a bit to before your fellowship. Maybe what teaching context were you in, and why did you choose to take a fellowship?
I work in an elementary school here in New Jersey. We have K-5, and my students are all immigrants, many refugees coming from different countries. So I have learned a lot about hardships they endure coming here and what it means for families to be here and resettled here. But I had been doing it for over 10 years in the same school, and I felt that I wanted a little bit of a challenge to learn a little bit more about the world around me and what conditions were in different countries and why people want to learn English all around the world. So I thought the fellowship was an excellent way to do it. I liked that we were covered by the US Embassy umbrella, and I wasn't just going on some program, here and there, not being quite sure where I was. So I think this was very stable, and I thought this was very authentic way to represent the United States and learn what teaching English abroad all was.
Yeah, wow, what a change that must have been for you. And speaking of K through 12 or K through 5 in your instance, Do you have any advice for the K through 12 educator or teacher who is thinking about taking this kind of opportunity?
Yes, because the English Language Fellow is for 10 months, it's a whole school year. So first you must find out from your union if you have a sabbatical in your contract, in your agreement. And if so, make sure you have the backing of your union and of your administrator. I mean, usually, because this is so prestigious, the administrators do want to let their teachers have diverse experiences, but make sure all that is in place. Make sure you get board approved before you accept anything. And yeah, go and have a fabulous time. Definitely, I urge all teachers to apply because this helps us grow so much as teachers, as learners, and as citizens of the world. You know, we really understand what a global citizen means.
Right, right. Well, those are great tips. Thank you for that. And I'd love to hear if you could choose 3 words to describe your fellowship, what would those 3 words be?
Okay, 3 words is not enough.
Try.
So I think my first word would be immersion, because it is immersion in a new culture, a new language, a new part of the world. It's a lot of exploration.
Okay.
You know, new streets, new cities, new country. But both these, I think, lead to introspection as well, because I feel that immersion and exploration is both outward and inward. You're also experiencing something happening inside of you. And what is that that's happening? You know, so for me, like 4 years since my fellowship, now I'm doing a lot of introspection to where it led me now. Mhm.
Right. So immersion, exploration, and introspection. Great. Thank
I
you.
managed 3 words, though I have a lot more.
Okay. Well, thank you so much again. And, to all those viewing or listening out there, if you are interested in this type of opportunity, this cultural exchange, and you are a U.S. Professional or U.S. TESOL professional, please check out our website, www.elprograms.org, and the Fellow Program. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to follow along and view more videos coming. And with that, another big thank you to you, Natasha, for joining us today and for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for also giving me these wonderful opportunities to share my stories. Thanks, Kim, and thanks for everyone who's watching.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.